Alright, hello. We are at the trial now. Phoenix is ready to go. Yeah. Alright. February 10th, 9:39 a.m. District Court Defendant Lobby number 1. Oh god. I'm not ready for Pearl right now. Give me a sec. Good morning! Oh, are you by yourself? Morning, Pearls. Mr. Nick, please tell me, what's going to happen to Mystic Maya? I'm sorry. We don't know yet. The investigation is still going on, so I wasn't allowed into the inner temple. Oh, I see. So is Sister Iris still trying to remove those trick locks in the training hall? No, she's the defendant in this case, so she can't be at the inner temple. She's required to be here in court. Then, how come she's not here in the defendant's lobby? We are a little early. It was still like 9:40. You still got like another 15 minutes until you have to start sweating. Is this is probably Godot. If you're looking for Iris, she's probably in the prosecutor's lobby. Oh, nope. I was wrong. It's Edgeworth. Edgeworth, my boyfriend. What's Iris doing over there? She's... What? Excuse me, what? She's the defendant! Why is she over... Okay. What the hap is fucking right now? This has never happened before. She's going over today's testimony with the prosecutor as we speak. Today's testimony? You heard me. Iris is going to be testifying as a witness for the prosecution. Wait, what? The prosecutor is squeezing her for a confession. Or so I heard. He has no basis for this. I mean, sure, okay, she probably should, I don't know, talk at her own trial. But, Franziska von Karma, what are you up to? Yeah, I think she's the one doing the... Yeah. She was saying she was gonna help with the trick locks. I know what you're thinking, but Franziska isn't going to be the prosecutor today. What? Then who is? Well, we knew that. Didn't he tell us yesterday? Lazy ass. Who else would it be but Godot? Godot? Franziska is engaged in some important work at the Sacred Cavern. The Sacred Cavern? You don't mean that she's... Exactly. She has been out there all night, trying to remove those trick locks. With the head nun's assistance, naturally. We estimate that the last of the locks should be taken care of in about 3 hours. I don't really understand how this de-tricking the locks would work. My ponytail always gets in the way whenever I'm in a chair with the back. A high back. So I hope everything continues to go smoothly when we receive some good news soon. Yeah, thanks, Edgeworth. Prosecutor Godot intends to nail this case shut today. Be prepared to fight like there's no tomorrow. Oh, great. Can you be my little buddy on the stand, Edgeworth, please? Can you be there instead of Pearl, maybe? You don't have to tell me that. Touché. I can already see it in your eyes. You're not the same fever-ridden, frantic maniac you were yesterday. I kept thinking it was fever-riddled, but no, it's fever-ridden. Okay. It's strange. On the way here, I decided that today would be the end of all this. Almost immediately after I made that decision, I felt myself getting stronger. Interesting. Maybe you've passed your cold onto someone else. Literally. And with that, I leave the rest in your capable hands. Oh my god, I'm taking a screenshot of that. Partner. Oh my god. He's basically saying I love you and that we should fuck later. Thanks. I still don't have answers for most of the riddles plaguing this case. The circumstances around the murder of Miss Listonim. No. I mean Miss Misty Faye. Oh yeah, supposedly that's Iris. Flying over the burning bridge. The bridge that is very much on fire. Yeah, in the impossible flight Larry claims to have seen. Because maybe it's not Iris and it looks like Iris, kinda, from a distance. In the air, from above. From below, really. And what that woman is really after. Yeah, that's Pearl's mother. And we just found out that her and her, well, I kind of figured that her and her were twins, since hair color. Even the same hairstyle, like goddamn. But we found out they are related to her for the first time yesterday. So that was a surprise. But I'm not surprised that she's back. I will solve them all and bring this whole tragedy to an end. So, 10 o'clock sharp. District Court, courtroom lucky number 7. Alright, fingers crossed. Court is now in session for the trial of Iris of Hazakura Temple. Your Honor? What are you... Who, me? Oh, yeah, what why are you here? Why isn't it the other guy? Everybody's just getting shuffled around in this case, I swear to God. Like, we've had 2 different judges, 2 different prosecutors, 2 different defense attorneys. I wonder if that's gonna come back later. Well, my little brother came to visit me in my chambers earlier this morning. All of a sudden, in the blink of an eye, he developed a scorching fever and fainted. Oh, did Phoenix pass? Did they come in contact? No. Maybe. Maybe through Edgeworth, because I know Edgeworth went to visit. Huh. Yeah, he's developed a scorching fever and fainted. Therefore, I'll be standing in for him. I see, Your Honor. So they're brothers. That explains a lot. It really does. But how's one of them Canadian and the other, like, American? Just kind of senile. Maybe he is Canadian and he's just kind of senile. Let's just assume he's senile. Aw, my poor brother. He looked a bit pale, not to mention sad that he couldn't be here. Oh God. It is impossible to predict what the future has in store for any of us. Yeah, that's another screenshot there. Woo. This is precisely why people feel the need to judge the past. And we of the court have been charged with the solemn duty of passing such judgment. Well said, Mr. Godot. What the fuck? I understood exactly what you said. At least up until the end, anyway. Now then, Mr. Godot, please proceed with your opening statement. Humans are fragile, fickle beings. Our hearts change with the shifting of the tides. There is only one thing that remains a constant in this crazy world. The bitter darkness that lies at the bottom of this mug. So then you mean, forget it. What do you mean? During yesterday's trial, the accused refused to admit her role in the crime. Ouch. But I didn't know. Well, first of all, the burp is from this. But I didn't know, first of all, that Sonic had Sprite Zero. And I didn't know you could make a ocean water with Sprite Zero. You could just go in like the little substitutions menu. But now it doesn't taste like actual Sprite Zero. Let's see. Oh, but today she has had a change of heart. Sister Iris of Hazakura Temple has a confession to make. Confession? The defendant? Iris, why didn't you discuss this with me first? 'Cause we have this fucking scumbag prosecutor problem. Very well. This court will now hear the defendant's confession. Oh dang, it took a long time for it to notify Discord this time. Normally it does it within like 10 minutes. Well, upon meeting a beautiful lady, I always ask for her name and profession. That's one of my rules. My name is Iris. I am but a simple nun undergoing training at Hazakura Temple. Witness, is there something that you want to confess to? Yes, but first I want to apologize to Mr. Wright. I can't continue lying to everyone anymore. Why? Please, why? Stop. It's alright. What is it? Mr. Wright, I have to admit that I have to admit that I did play a part in this terrible incident. Are you actually confessing? Are you saying that you were the one who murdered Miss Elise Donim? No, I'm not, Your Honor. Oh, but you helped? But I dealt with the cover-up after the murder took place. After her spirit left, I took the lifeless shell of Mystic Elise and carried it to the Hazakura Temple courtyard where I desecrated it. Jesus Christ. How did you get it over there? How did she get it over there? Because the only way to cross that bridge is on foot. And I don't remember if it was on fire yet. Oh god. Order in the court. Order. Witness. Are you saying you're an accomplice to the murder? Yes, that's correct. What? God. 3 minutes in court and I'm already covered in a cold sweat. Ha. Everyone on the planet is an accomplice to something. It just happens to be that in this case, it's to murder. Isn't that right, Mr. Trite? That Godot. So this is the confession they were conferring about. It pains me to say this, but it looks like Iris's testimony was all a lie. Huh. Yeah, I guess we don't need that anymore. Now then, little lady, if you don't mind, I've got a question for you. Whose crime were you trying to cover up by your actions? Iris was covering for someone? Now I'm definitely up the creek without a paddle or a life jacket. I've been at Hazakura Temple ever since I was a little girl. Hazakura Temple is run by one of the branch families of the Korean tradition. One of our missions is to protect the main family. Well, you guys kind of suck at that. Especially you, Iris. I'm sorry, but main family? Yes, and that's why I would dirty myself, if need be, to protect her. The daughter of the master of the Korean channel. Okay. Hold on. The daughter of the master of the Korean channeling technique, Mystic Maya Fey. This is like a fucking young adult novel title. The master of the stars and the stripes. Huh? Wake up and smell the coffee, Trite. She's naming Maya? Oh god. Order in the court. So not only did you witness the murder, but you know the name of the murderer? This is some bullshit, Iris. And you know it. I'm terribly sorry, but it's true. I saw her commit the crime with my very own eyes. Well, when we find her, we'll ask her. And then I cleaned up the area to try to protect her. Objection! Yeah. That's ridiculous. Why you could never do such a... The defense will refrain from commenting until the appropriate time. Now, witness, let's hear your testimony. What exactly happened on the night of the crime? I feel like at this point they'd get Maya the benefit. Just the whole court system would give Maya the benefit of the doubt. At least after this one. Yes, Your Honor. I thought I was prepared for the unexpected, but I never imagined the case would wind up going in this direction. Well, fuck. Where's my... I need actual water. I got a fun Yeti cup with ice that's been in there since this morning. Real cool. And the real murderer. I went to the inner temple that night and saw it all happen in the garden. I saw Mystic Elise strike Mystic Maya with her staff. Just the staff? Why not the sword? While Mystic Maya was still stumbling, Mystic Elise moved in to deliver a fatal strike. Oh wait, nope, that's not. I'm just reading now. Well, whatever. Mystic Maya tried desperately to defend herself and stole the weapon. I'm just not even, like, we're not Iris anymore. Just whatever the fuck. Like, okay, I'm just seeing this now. I'm like, neither of them are... I know this is anime land, Japanifornia, but there's no fucking way that either of them were trained fighters in any way. It was only in self-defense. You can't blame her for it. So, wait, who attacked who first? So it was in self-defense? Yes, Mystic Elise was the one who attacked first. Why? Why would she attack her? Well, I guess she doesn't know that. That's why I tried my best to protect Mystic Maya. You moved the victim's body to the temple so that Maya wouldn't be suspected. Isn't that right? Not bad. You've got the instincts of a true criminal. Something's not quite right. I'm sure it was established yesterday that Iris never went to the inner temple that night. And then the person who did go was that woman. Iris even admitted it. Now then, Mr. Wright, please proceed with your cross-examination. But, like, I don't know how am I gonna convince the jury that I was like, Your Honor, there is a ghost. And then there was a twin that was dead, and now she's a ghost, and now she's not. Well, she's still dead, but she's borrowing somebody's body. Okay. Sister Iris, your testimony has changed quite a bit since yesterday. You stated yesterday that, on the night of the murder, you didn't go to the inner temple.
Objection!
Did she now? Too bad for you. What she said yesterday doesn't mean much today. By the way, where were you when she claimed that she didn't go? It was in the inner temple's training hall. A private conversation between the two of you does not constitute testimony. That would be properly described as hearsay. What do you have to say, witness? This is some bullshit. What the fuck is going on? I just couldn't tell him the truth at that time. Mystic Maya, she's your girlfriend, isn't she? I don't know, man. No. I didn't want to be the one to break it to you that I saw her commit murder. That's bullshit. There. We all understand how difficult this is for you. Now then, let's continue with the testimony. What did you witness in the temple garden? Dog shit. You didn't see anything. You're saying that the victim attacked Maya. I mean, Miss Faye? Yes, it was a truly frightening scene. Mystic Maya was struck hard on the head and looked like she was going to collapse. Why? What were you doing at the time? Yeah, what the fuck, man? Why didn't you stop them from fighting? I'm terribly sorry, Mr. Wright. I was frightened. I couldn't move. I couldn't even speak. I was in such shock. That's perfectly understandable, my dear. This doesn't sound right. I don't believe this testimony for a minute. What happened after that? Bum, bum, bum. She moved in to deliver a fatal strike? Yes, I'm sure of it. She threw down her staff and reached into her robe for a weapon. Why? When fucking we have a cane sword. A sword cane. Something, whatever. Wait a minute. What was this weapon? It was some kind of dagger. That's bullshit. She has a fucking sword. A dagger, huh? That somehow stabbed through her whole body? God, that's not a dagger anymore. And and Elise Donim tried to stab her with this weapon? To kill Miss Faye? Yes, exactly. Completely everyone the double meaning of the name Donim flying over everybody's heads. Like two names. Two names. You look like I did after You look like I did after I mistakenly took a swig of Worcestershire. I think that's how Worcestershire sauce. Worcestershire. Hold on. Hold on. No. I need pronunciation. Hold on. Pronunciation. Worcestershire sauce. Worcestershire. That's how you do it. Do you have a problem with the testimony we're hearing from your client, lawyer boy? So many. Yes. Wait. If I'm having to pick one thing, then. Okay. Yeah, this is bullshit. Your Honor, this is bullshit. I have a small problem with the witness's testimony. You do? But this witness is your own client. Yeah, she's stabbing me in the back too, apparently. That's what the Branch family does. Yes, well, nevertheless, that's fine. Like, he's not my witness anymore. Or, like, my defendant anymore right now. Witness, let me add your last statement to the testimony. Yes, sir. Hey, just a moment. It's my job to say that. Listen, Gramps. I won't say it again. Fuck you, Godot. God, I hate you. What is your... He has this, like, victim complex along with, like, a hero complex at the same time. Final judgment will be rendered by me. God, drink your sludge. Okay, now, let's continue. Why wasn't I allowed to... Oh, okay, there. She threw her staff away? Mystic Elise was trying to kill Mystic Maya. I think that's why she wanted a more lethal weapon. It's true. It's not easy to inflict a deadly blow with the staff. Sister Iris, this is bullshit. Let me make sure I've got this straight. The victim herself chose to throw away her staff? Yes, that's what I saw. Is there anything odd about that, Mr. Wright? Yeah. Yeah, it's odd, alright. Mystic Elise attacked Mystic Maya with the dagger. I'm sure of this. Okay, so... it's telling us this. So... that was bullshit, Your Honor. Alright, Sister Iris. There's something strange about your version of events. Huh? Miss Donim throwing her staff away makes no sense at all to me. But all you can do with the staff is hit someone. Naturally, you wouldn't know this, Sister Iris, but the victim's staff had a special feature about it. As you can see, it's a sword. If Elise Donim really wanted to kill Maya Fey, she wouldn't have needed to use a separate dagger. That when she already had a beautiful blade art in her hands already. Yeah. Well, Sister Iris, what do you have to say? Why is she so, like, sketchy? Is this Iris? Is Dahlia borrowing Iris's body? Or something? So, that was an impressive bit of investigating, Wright. I never would have thought there was a sword hidden in that staff. But even so, how should I put this? A long sword is unwieldy and thus ineffective in close quarters combat. Maybe that's why she chose a dagger over her blade. Well... Anyway, the type of weapon she chose to use isn't what's important. The important thing is that she tried to kill Maya Fey. Yeah, no, there is... As long as there's nothing strange about that, there's no problem with her testimony. Yes, there is something very strange. That's her that's her daughter. But there is something strange about this whole testimony. And like for Misty not to recognize Maya, that's like criminal. Okay. You know, like I know it's been what like didn't they say 17 years or something? But, well, Mr. Wright, the prosecution has a point. Very well, Your Honor. The defense will not present evidence to back its argument. I'll save. Because, like, you'll look at even baby pictures of yourself. Like, you can see yourself there still. Mr. Wright! I have here another piece of evidence that shows that this testimony can't be trusted. Because Miss Elise Donim would never... Oh yeah, here we go. Is that not it? Fucking... It's the thing! It's the talisman. Is that not it? What the fuck, man? This is bullshit. I don't think that Miss Donim would ever attack Maya. If I think about their relationship, it's obvious. Okay, where? Okay, what? Is there just like, do I present? Okay, yeah, Maya's mother. At least Donim would never have attacked Maya Fey. How can you be so sure? Because the victim's real name was not Elise Donim. Her real name was Misty Fey. Fey? No. Not Mystic Misty Fey. Who is Misty Fey? Is she related to... Misty Fey is the master of the Crane channeling technique. She is also the mother of Maya Fey. Are you serious? Is it really true, Mr. Wright? Was Elise Donim actually the great Mystic Misty? How does she not know? There's no doubt about it. It looks like Iris had no idea. I can hardly believe it. The idea that she would try to kill her only daughter, the one she hadn't seen in 17 years. Exactly, 17 fucking years. Perhaps the prosecution can offer some explanation for why she would do such a thing. Order in the court. Upon first hearing the witness's testimony, it seemed natural enough. However, in light of some facts that have just been presented, 1. That the victim supposedly threw away a sword during a fight, and 2. That the two people battling to the death were mother and daughter, despite the facts being believable when taken on their own. When taken together, the entire story seems difficult to believe. Listen, there's nothing in this world that's impossible. Only improbable. Except for one little thing. Yes? What is this one little impossible thing? Ha, you still don't get it. Just fucking tell me. You may think my beans are under roasted, but you have no idea, Gramps. Okay, this needs another. I don't even know what this means. Yeah, could you get to your point? I heard this witness's confession this morning. Just as I had taken the 8. I forgot this man drinks 17 cups of coffee through each trial. So I don't think this tally marks, this counts into his consumption during the trial. Just as I had taken the first sip of my 8th cup of morning coffee. You're going to ruin your health, my friend. Because I'm here for a good time, not a long time. Anyway, after hearing this woman's confession, I had a detective who loves to investigate sent to the scene of the crime. And that's bullshit. How the fuck? It was supposed to. How does that stab through? That can't stab through her body. Maybe like most of the way through, but like the hilt would get stuck. Is that the dagger the witness testified to seeing? Obviously, Your Honor. But do you not notice something else? How did they not find that yesterday? Now that you mention it, if you look closely, there appears to be blood on it. Whatever. Where did you find that? I didn't see that when I investigated the crime scene. I was at a fever. He had a fever 102 degrees. Like, goddamn, son. Lay down. Did you investigate the pine tree at the scene at the crime scene? It wouldn't let me. Huh? The pine tree? Yeah, it's like a little bonsai. A big bonsai. This dagger was stuck in the backside of the pine tree when the last blow was struck, ending the violent battle between the two women. This little baby was thrown in the direction of the back of the pine tree. Which means the blood on this dagger belongs to the victim, correct? Ha! Were you even listening, old man? I first heard this confession this morning. Just as I had taken... Ugh. Why is it 13 now? Just as I had taken the first sip of my 13th cup of morning coffee. Yeah, okay, thank you, Phoenix. Calling him out. Didn't you say it was your 8th just a few minutes ago? I didn't have enough time to get the blood analyzed on such short notice. Then that's bullshit. We need to do that before that's any concrete evidence at all. In any case, the court will now accept the dagger as evidence. Oh. Come on. Okay. Y'all didn't miss nothing. Furthermore, I order that a blood test be performed on it immediately. This is my sweetheart. Make sure you treat her right. Is that his knife? Bailiff, get this piece of evidence, get this piece of shit to the crime lab for testing immediately. There you go. The blood is being analyzed now. Now then. The testimony we've just heard had numerous unbelievable aspects to it. However, after having found the very Deckard this witness spoke of, this is bullshit. It was planted, somehow. I believe we can consider her testimony to be credible. Cute girls never lie. Ever. Oh, that's all they do. We hot chip be buy and lie. In any case, witness, could you please testify again to this court? Make the lies less obvious this time. About what, Your Honor? About the incident you saw. The battle between the two women. Yes, Your Honor. God. The battle. Mystic Maya stumbled briefly after being hit over the head with the staff. But then she, and stole her weapon. How are they dodging each other's attacks and stabbing each other? Maya, I've never seen Maya move so that fast unless it's food, related to her getting food. In which she'll just walk probably a little extra faster. But then she dodged Mystic Elise's next attack and stole her weapon. This is bullshit. And wasn't the stamp on... Okay, hold on. Where's the... No. Do we have a picture of the garden? I don't think we have a picture of the garden. No. No picture. Because, it felt like it was for someone who would be taller, actually. I don't know. Suddenly, Mystic Elise was the one on the defensive, with her back to the stone lantern. That's some bullshit. High key. That's when Mystic Maya stabbed Mystic Elise. Mystic Elise managed to fling the knife away, but then she collapsed. Oh god. That was a very heartbreaking story. I don't know if there were any bad feelings between them, but I don't think Maya knew. Or maybe she might have suspected, maybe? Hey, you look kind of familiar. Kind of, I don't know. I've been around my parents my whole life, so I don't know how young estrangement would work. It had been 17 years since Mystic Misty's disappearance. Perhaps they simply didn't recognize each other anymore.
That seems reasonable. Now then, Mr. Wright, proceed with your cross-examination.
God. Okay. Iris, where were you standing when you witnessed all this? What do you mean? Where the fuck were you? Were you hiding? Were you standing right behind them? Were you hiding behind the pillar? Where were you? Well, if either of them had noticed you, they might not have continued their battle. I wonder if that's true. The two of them, they were standing near the garden stone lantern. I was watching the whole thing from behind. It was dark where the two of them were, so I think that's why they didn't see me.
So it was dark in the garden when the murder took place. Tell me, what did Miss Maya Fey do after she was struck?
She dodged. Oh, I'm thinking now. Is that why Iris gave her hood to Phoenix? Because she was planning on getting possessed? Because clearly Dahlia counts as an evil spirit. Maybe that's why she gave it to Phoenix. What happened to the victim's staff then? I'm not sure. The area was very dark, so I really couldn't see. I think it got knocked away somewhere as the fight escalated.
That makes sense. That does not make sense at all, you bitch. That would explain the need for the dagger.
Mystic Elise raised the dagger to strike, but Mystic Maya dodged it at the last second.
How the fuck is Maya doing all this crazy shit now?
The dagger struck the lantern and fell to the ground. And then at some point, Mystic Maya picked it up. Nothing sounds especially strange yet. Are you kidding me, Phoenix?
What did the victim do when the weapon was stolen from her?
You're saying that Maya Fey turned the tables on the victim? Oh, how the turntables. Yes. But Mystic Maya was herself at the time. After all, her life is in danger. I still can't believe it. The idea of Maya cornering someone at knife point, it's just silly. As they say, what? They don't say that. As they say, a cornered fox is more dangerous than a jackal. I don't know. Just like in general? Or like, is a cornered jackal even worse than a cornered fox then? Let's see, I believe the correct description of a cornered fox is scared and petrified. What the fuck? You're the one who said. You're the one who started this. Your animal analogies have grown tiresome. Yeah, okay. Thanks, Phoenix. You're the one who started it.
Anyway. So, after Maya Fey backed the victim into the stone lantern, what happened next?
Are you absolutely certain that's what you saw? Yes, I'm almost certain. Almost? Almost Christmas means it wasn't Christmas. We've discussed this before. Years ago now. Almost Christmas means it was... I'm sure if I dug through my screenshots, you'll find it. The garden was dark. I couldn't really... Then what was the lantern off? I couldn't really tell who was who. And that's... Iris. Just go home. Get the locks off the fucking thing. What did she just say? So in other words, it could have been someone else entirely.
Objection!
We know that Maya Fey was at the Inner Temple that night, and that the woman that was killed was Elise Donim. Isn't it fairly obvious who attacked who? I don't think I have anything to counter that yet.
Well then, witness, please continue with your testimony.
Oh, this is new. The two of them faced each other for a moment. Then Mystic Maya rushed straight into Mystic Elise. Then Mystic Elise stumbled over and fell to the ground.
So she was stabbed in the stomach, huh?
Wasn't she? She was stabbed in the back. Where's this fucking... Right here. Blood, loss of blood from stab and back. Yes.
Okay, this is the bullshit one. Okay. Here, let me save. Just in case it's like, no, that's bullshit. We're not there yet. I'm like, okay. I already figured out one part of it. Now I gotta figure out the earlier part somehow. But... yeah. Something about you just isn't right today, Iris. Huh? Until now, I didn't think you were the type to make such a careless mistake. However, the testimony you just gave contains quite a few contradictions. What do you mean? What's so wrong about my testimony? According to you... Maya Fey stabbed the victim while she had her back to the stone lantern, correct? Yes, that's right. Well, it's the other way around, you dumb bitch. But in that case, the victim would have been stabbed in the stomach, right? Yes, I think so. But, according to the autopsy report, the cause of death was due to blood loss from a stab wound in her back. Ah! This proves that the victim was stabbed from behind, not from the front. Sister Iris, it appears another seed of doubt has sprouted from your testimony. Why do you have her up here, Godot? What is the meaning of this, Mr. Wright? Ha. It's simple. People are like books. We've all got a front and a back. What? I don't get it. No, I don't get your drift. Is that all you have to say?
I can also say that darkness loves to play with the human mind. Yeah, could you please knock it off with the cheesy proverbs and illogical metaphors already? The point is, too much of this testimony just doesn't make sense. Throwing away a useful staff, the people fighting being mother and daughter. And now, she falsely claims the victim was stabbed in the stomach.
There are certainly some inconsistencies.
Well, Iris, how about it? Well, it's just... If you ask me, you're just being too naive about the whole thing. What do you mean? Alright, Google. How many... It's probably gonna pull up with the Phoenix Wright reference. Distinct types of bitterness in coffee. Yeah, it was... I found like a coffee review, but it's someone making a Phoenix Wright review reference as their title. Okay, there are 253 distinct types of bitterness in coffee, but to pick out each one requires total concentration and the use of all the senses. Were you really concentrating on what this witness actually said? Yeah, she was saying bullshit.
Prosecutor Godot, explain yourself. The witness was quite unambiguous about her own ambiguities when she said that the garden was dark and she couldn't see clearly. Then why is she on the podium? Why is she here? Angry sip. A human needs one thing, see clearly. Eyeball, yo. Well, yeah, that too. I was like, eyeballs? And that is light. Right. By the way, did you know? I don't want to know. Hazakura has a rule that on the nights when an acolyte is at the inner temple training, the stone lantern is in the garden and must be kept lit. I did wonder what that stone lantern was there for. Well, if that's true, shouldn't the witness have been able to see the crime more clearly? Normally, yes, Your Honor. But according to the head nun, Sister Bikini, on the night of the crime, it was impossible to light that stone lantern. Why? Was it, like, broken? And I remember in the garden there was, like, it seemed like it had been lit because there was no snow and, like, a ring around it. Impossible? It had been used in a long time, and the wick was no good. In other words, it had to have been nearly pitch black in the garden that night. There could have been a faint light coming from the training hall, but that's all. Most enlightening. Yes, that illuminating fact has chased all the contradictions away. Godot. No. If the staff is dropped, it would be difficult to see. Not with the fucking orb on it that it had. It also explains why I didn't recognize each other. They saw each other at dinner. You dumbass. Sorry. I'm not sorry. Godot makes me angry. We can't see the demons that lurk in the night. That's why humans are weak. Isn't that right, Trite? No! Order. Here, Your Honor. Let me present the stone lantern into evidence. Maybe it will rekindle the flame of truth in your mind. He didn't say anything about the writing. See, why is the judge just sitting there with that look on his face? What's wrong, Your Honor? Was that flame too hot? No, we're... This lantern, there's something written on it. Why, it's written in blood. Oh boy. So the judge didn't know about that yet. Oh yeah, he couldn't see the blood stain on one of the previous cases either. On like an apron. Written in blood. It says Maya upside down. What the? Oh yes, that's right. After being cornered and then stabbed by Mystic Maya, Mystic Elise didn't fall down right away. She must have been writing that on the stone lantern behind her, with the blood that was draining out of her body. How? If she was supposed to be facing her. She was stabbed. No, this is bullshit. I'm angry. It certainly looks that way.
Objection!
It's the first case in Danganronpa. The only way you could write like that is if you're facing forward,
Not with your back to the wall. Because you're writing, if you're facing the wall, then you just write regular, up to down, maybe left or right, whatever. You got a whole surface in front of you. But when you're been stabbed and you're trying to write with blood on the wall, you kind of have to go like Scarecrow and write with your left hand, or whichever hand didn't get stabbed maybe. And write like that. It would be upside down. What are y'all talking about? What do you mean, what are we all talking about? We're talking about the message written in blood. Nonsense. This lantern is as clean as a whistle. Could it be? He can't see the bloody writing at all? Not that I think of it. He did say something to me yesterday. Oh yeah, I'm not reading that. He has bad vision. So that's what he meant by that. In any case, this is obviously an important clue. We now know that the crime scene was dark, and that the victim scrawled this message on the stone lantern. Well, Mr. Godot, anything further? Mr. Godot? He's mad that he couldn't see it. Okay, fine. He has been served some humble tea instead of, well, coffee. Okay, let's move on. Godot is literally shaking, and somehow, I don't think it's from caffeine overdose. I believe it has now been established. No! That Miss Donim was killed by Maya Fey. That's just wrong. Now it's time to turn our attention to you. Yes, sir. After the victim died, you did something, didn't you? Let's hear it. We're all ears. What did you do? Yeah, Sister Iris's cover up. After Mystic Elise died, I called out to Mystic Maya. I thought it was my duty to protect the future master of the Korean tradition. So I removed the body from the inner temple by myself. How? There's no fucking way. I dragged it behind me all the way across Dusky Bridge. Then I used the snowmobile to carry it back to Hazakura Temple and... This is bullshit, all of this. How did they cross the bridge when it was on fire? I used the Shichushido to alter the way the wound looked. So you moved the body? Yes, I was raised at Hazakura Temple. I owe a great deal of thanks to the Fae clan. But even so, I never imagined that Elise Donim was actually Misty Fae. I've committed a terrible sin. Yeah. A terrible trick of fate. That's not a trick of fate. If you drag a body across a fucking bridge. A rope bridge at that. I believe you were looking for a twist of fate, Your Honor. I intended to return to the inner temple after taking care of the body. But you're spotted by the head nun, correct? Yes, and that's why I couldn't go back. Your story makes sense, I suppose. You suppose? Mr. Wright, go ahead with your cross-examination. Yes, Your Honor. So he waited until everything was over before making a move?
No, it's not like that.
Objection!
She saw someone murdered right in front of her eyes. It's not surprising that she was a little timid.
Yes, I suppose that's true. Sometimes when I'm watching argue back and forth with each other, I feel so helpless that I just sit there quietly and wait for them to reach a conclusion. Isn't it your job as a judge to mediate the argument?
It wasn't until Mystic Maya saw me that it finally dawned on her what she had done.
So then you knew? You knew about both of them? Oh yeah. Because how would she know if she was pretending not to know? You knew the significance of the name Maya Fey.
Yes, of course I did.
That's odd. I mean, Sister Bikini didn't recognize Maya's name, let alone her position.
Anyway, she was a very special person indeed.
They're cousins. Why did you do that?
Because I didn't want Mystic Maya to be suspected in any way.
Well, you did a shit job at it.
I thought the best thing would be to remove the body from the crime scene.
You moved her body all by herself?
Yes, I did. It would have been impossible if it wasn't for the snow.
The snow, huh? It's pretty amazing you can make it all the way across. That's a rickety old bridge.
It looks worse than it is. It's surprisingly sturdy despite its age.
It's like they say, idiots are too stupid to catch even a simple cold. I did catch a cold. There's one other thing that bothers me. I did catch a cold earlier. Why not just throw the body into the Eagle River? It would have been much easier than dragging it all the way to Hazakura Temple.
I thought that it would still cast too much suspicion on Mystic Maya. That's why I tried to take the body as far away as possible.
Ha. It makes perfect sense to me, bullshit Godot. For the time being. Anyway, what did you do after you crossed the bridge? The snowmobile? I knew that would show up sooner or later.
Yes, I had the key. I used the snowmobile to travel from Hazakura Temple to Dusky Bridge.
This is the part that was in the question the other day. Should I ask, here. Let me hear more about this snowmobile ride.
Well, it was very cold that night, so I rode it all the way to the foot of the bridge.
Objection!
I'm sorry, witness, but now I've got a problem with your testimony.
Excuse me?
Godot, what are you up to now?
That night, after the head nun left the remainder of the training to you, she said she walked from the inner temple back to Hazakura Temple.
Yes, I'm fairly certain that's what the record indicates.
Let's recall her comments on the subject.
Well, maybe, but when I made it back to Hazakura Temple, it was there by the main gate. Snowmobile, I mean. The snowmobile was in front of the main gate. This is one of those contradictions, wouldn't you say? Oh. Order, Mr. Godot. Why are you pointing out contradictions in the witness's testimony?
I mean, yeah. Let's just say I like things to be neat and tidy, okay? Well, maybe. Sister Bikini missed it. Yes, maybe she didn't see it. You think she missed it? That doesn't sound right. Ha, whatever. Even I don't think this is decisive enough to warrant any more time or effort. It's just, you'd better be careful in your testimony. That's all I wanted to say. A smart little cookie like you shouldn't have any trouble understanding that. Yes, sir. What was that all about? Why would Godot want to give me a hint? Okay, well then, let's continue with the testimony. So you transported the body by snowmobile all the way to Hazakura Temple courtyard? Yes. I thought that way Mystic Maya would never be suspected. That's what I thought anyway. And then Here, let's get about the tracks. If you really did move her body by snowmobile, then there should be tracks left in the snow, right? Well, yes. Naturally, you would expect tracks. This picture was presented at yesterday's trial. Look at this photograph! Are these the tracks from that ride? Yes, I think they are. But I can only see one set of tracks here. I don't see what's so strange about that. Snow was still falling when I left Hazakura Temple. That much snow, though, to completely cover it? I see. Snow was still falling, huh? And then when the murder took place, it had already stopped. That's why there are much fresher looking tracks. How about it, Mr. Wright? What do you think of this testimony? I guess that's important. When the murder took place, the snow had already stopped? That doesn't make sense if you stack it up against the other evidence. Your Honor, I'd like the statement Iris just made added to the testimony. But does it have something to do with the case? All will be made clear if you allow her statement to be added to the record. Ha. This should be fun. You. Let's get this snow business cleared up, shall we? Yes, sir. There's no business like snow business. Like no business I know. Okay. Let's go here. So is that what you were doing when Sister Bikini saw you? Yes, that's right. She probably thought the worst. Probably. More like definitely. I see. So Sister Bikini mistakenly thought you were the one that murdered Miss Donim. I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. It's my fault that this case has gotten so confusing. Okay. Snow already stopped. There have been a lot of contradictions in your testimony so far. This time, are you sure it's all true? Yes, I am. When the murder happened, the snow had already stopped. According to you, that's why the snowmobile tracks were so clear. That's right. I'm certain of it. I think I've trapped her this time. I see how you think. Snow, huh? What's going on here? If the snow really had stopped by the time of the murder, it means there's a bigger hole in her story than that. There's a bigger hole in her story than that movie, The Grid Revelations. Is that a real? I don't know if that's a real movie. Ha. Well then, Mr. Trite, perhaps you'd like to share your theory with us? Let's see what's up your sleeve, or rather at the end of your index finger. Well... I don't want to believe it, but I don't think my logic is failing me. Here. Iris is trying to pin the murder on Maya. But why would she want to do that? There's only one reason I could think of. Okay. Bum, bum, dum, dum. Across, then I use snowmobile. I just do a baba. Yeah, let's save here. It's gotta be this one. Weather, right? Where's the weather? Okay, let's present this then. No. It was not that one. By the time the murder took place... was not lit. Is it this? Objection! No. That was kind of a stretch. I'm just thinking because it had to have been lit the night of the crime because there was no snow around it. Use the snowmobile. Maybe it's this one. Use the snowmobile. I'll copy near Dusty Bridge. Yeah, let's look at the map. Oh, the dot is where the orb was found. No. Oops. Never happened. By the time the murder took place, snow had already stopped. Here. Let's talk about the snowmobile. Get the key. I'm gonna ask about the snowmobile itself again. Let me hear more about the snowmobile ride. Rode it all the way to the foot of the bridge.
Objection!
But now, that night, after I had known left the remainder of the training to you, she said she walked from the inner temple back to Hazakura Temple. I certain recall. He was there by the main gate. The snowmobile was there. So the snowmobile was found on the main gate. This is one of those. Okay. So it's clearly this statement. I think she missed it. Okay. Okay, let's save. Right here. Do I present the track pictures? No. Okay, so it's not that. It's not that, it's not that. Came from the victim's stuff. Is it the autopsy report? No. Okay, what is it? Do I show the map? No. Okay, so not that. Alright, I used... crime photo. Tracks photo. I got nothing. I'm gonna allow myself one peek. Usually I allow myself one peek a stream. Let's see. 4-1. Okay. That's what I did. Present the weather data on the fourth statement. Okay. That's what I did earlier. Okay. So let's count. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm saving. Then it's weather. There we go. Okay. You claim that You claim that the snow had already stopped when the murder occurred. But I'm sorry, Iris. That just isn't possible. What? This is the weather data from the night of the murder. According to this, the snow didn't stop until 10:50 p.m. But you couldn't have crossed Dusky Bridge at that time. Why do you say that? Because 5 minutes before the snow stopped, Dusky Bridge was struck by lightning and it had caught on fire. What did you say? The bridge. It was on... How do you... What? It was on fire? Why are you confused? You don't mean to say you didn't know about it? Why is she confused? It was because of that lightning strike that the bridge burned down. What? But it can't. It can't be. Looks like you still haven't figured it out. No matter how hard you try to deceive or conceal the truth, you can't pull the wool over the eyes of a real defense attorney. No! The bridge was already on fire when the incident took place. That's right. The inner temple was already totally cut off from the outside world. There's no way you could have crossed the bridge, body or no body. Witness, even my patience has its limits. Any further lying, and I will find you in contempt of court. Do you have anything to say for yourself?
Objection.
Why is she acting like this? The only person here that is truly contemptible is you. Old man. Me? How dare you? Whether it's witness night or not doesn't mean squat right now. Excuse me, Godot? Get the fuck out. Squat? The important thing now is to find out the truth. Isn't that right? Yes, of course, but... Whether it was snowing or not snowing, whether the bridge was burning or not, there are two facts that can't be disputed. First, the body of Elise Donim was discovered in the Hazakura Temple courtyard. And second, the head nun, Sister Bikini. Witness Iris desecrating Elise Donim's body. He makes a good point. On both accounts. No, he doesn't. Shut up. That's right. I'm not lying. What are you claiming this time? I wasn't myself at all that night. Huh. So my memory is still somewhat hazy. How? Did you get head trauma? Unless you were switched souls with Dahlia? You have stood in that witness stand and testified this entire time. Are you telling us now that your memories of that night is hazy?
Objection.
Did she take charge like halfway through? It is only human to err. If you're so perfect, Wright, maybe you can explain this for the court. What is it? When the murder happened, the bridge had already burnt down. But somehow, the body traveled across the bridge and was found in the temple courtyard. Perhaps you have some kind of perfect explanation for this little magic trick. Well, not exactly, no. I know there must be some other way she got across that burned out bridge. But unless I can somehow demonstrate it, I'll never know the truth. It looks like the defense is not prepared to offer a suitable explanation. I feel like they're gonna sneak me with the prove this right now. You see what I mean? In other words, you're in no position to suggest that this lady's testimony isn't the truth. Ah!
Alright then. Witness, let's hear your testimony once more.
About what, Your Honor?
You've admitted that you moved the victim's body. Nevertheless, your prior testimony contained a rather large inconsistency. Please add an explanation for that to your testimony.
Yes, Your Honor.
Will this be her final testimony? Probably not. Alright, moving the body.
Other than walking over the bridge, there's no way to move the body. So I might have just gotten confused, I guess. Was the snow still falling or had it stopped? Does it really matter that much? Or are you saying that there is a way to cross the burning bridge?
I mean, not without Phoenix trying. So it was just a misunderstanding. I see.
This is the photo of Dusky Bridge after it burned down from the lightning blast. It was taken on the morning after the incident.
Dang. It was certainly burned to a crisp, and what are the suspension wires even snapped? It's amazing the whole bridge didn't fall. Huh. Clearly, it would be impossible to carry a corpse across the bridge in this condition.
Yeah, unless I do something to discredit this testimony, it's going to be deemed as the truth. And Maya will be accused of murder. Try. I'm only going to say it one more time. It's only human to err. And only humans can spot the error of our ways. The more sense he makes, the less he makes.
Alright, Mr. Wright, please begin your final cross-examination.
Moving the body. Yes, but if the snow had already stopped when the incident took place, I couldn't have crossed the bridge, naturally. But I think it's just like Mr. Godot said. The body did make it across somehow.
But you seemed to be quite sure of yourself when you gave your testimony.
You said you were sure that the snow had already stopped. I'm terribly sorry. I was wrong.
This is some bullshit. Dahlia, is that you? Does she really think an apology is gonna get her off the hook? Yep.
This is no joke. You're giving sworn testimony in a court of law. Well, Mr. Wright, let me ask you a question. Do you remember what the weather was like 1 week ago today?
I would have remembered what the weather was like on the day someone got murdered in the same general area as me. Huh? Well, naturally, it was...
You see, it's not that easy to remember, is it?
But if it had been some kind of special day, yeah. Thank you, Phoenix. I would have remembered. For example, it was pouring rain on the day of my elementary school graduation. He could have just made that up.
Objection!
Well, you could ask Larry. They probably would have finished elementary school together.
No one wants to hear about your childhood traumas, Trite. What? By the time the murder took place, the snow had already stopped. If you insist on obsessing over that one statement, let's see the proof. The fucking weather report! Shows some evidence that the body crossed the bridge while it was on fire. Well, I don't see why there couldn't be a way across. Mr. Wright, don't you think that sounds a bit silly? A dead body crossing a burning bridge. Did anyone actually witness such a thing? Okay, that's a big hint. That... Do they want me to present this monstrosity? I think it's time. It's time for this crazy-ass sketch. Somehow this happened. If there was, I don't think you'd call someone like that a witness. After all, a dream isn't the same as actually seeing something. I've come all this way, so I owe it to everyone to figure this out. But how do you transport a body across a burning bridge? Even if I don't know the exact answer yet, it's okay. I'll start by examining all of my evidence and see where that takes me. I've got to be like a shark. If I don't keep moving, I'm as good as dead. I feel like you could present this to any of them. Okay, yep, it's the drawing. A dead body flying over a burning bridge. I wouldn't exactly rule out the possibility. What? Ha, so you're saying it's possible? Don't make me laugh. The only thing that's possible about your claim is that it's been pulled out of thin air. I don't know about that. In any case, we have a witness who did see it happen. Preposterous. We got the spit take. Who is it? Who is this witness? Can't chicken out of here. I've got to keep on the attack and go, go, go. Miss Lee Stonim's brilliant and highly gifted apprentice, Lori Stonim. Brilliant? Highly gifted? Apprentice? Remember what he said in his testimony. That night, he was at the Mountain Shack, Heavenly Hall. And that's when he witnessed the event. I think you've all seen this sketch before. It's an exact drawing of what he witnessed that night. Are you serious? Today's not April Fool's Day, is it? Mr. Wright, are you seriously claiming that the victim flew through the air? And you're using this pathetic scribble to support your argument? Uh-oh. The judge looks like he's about to blow a gasket. Huh. Well, Trite, there's no for you to hide now. Other than looking like it was drawn by a 6-year-old, does this sketch prove anything? Yes, I'm pretty sure it does, and I'm going to prove it. Listen, I know your tricks. You're trying to turn this whole thing upside down. That's my job, Godot. And apparently your job is just stand there and be a dumbass. If you're so eager to turn this case upside down, why not start with this sketch? Okay, we're gonna save. Upside down? Why did Godot say that? Alright then, let's hear the defense's theory. What exactly is the sketch trying to show? I don't think old Whiskerface is going to forgive any more mistakes. Uh-oh. I've only made one. Alright, Phoenix. Look carefully and think it over. I mean, Phoenix has already said. Of course the victim was flying through the air. You can see it right there in the sketch. Whoosh! You know, you're starting to remind me of yesterday's witness. What? That was the last thing I wanted to hear. Do you have any evidence that the victim flew through the air? I mean, that was the right choice, right? Just so you know, we haven't discovered a giant human catapult at the inner temple yet. Ugh, I wish they had. Even if you're a lousy lawyer, you're 1 cup's worth of entertainment. I think we should skip the penalty this time. Oh, was that not? Oh. Let's see, there must be some way. I just know it. Okay. There must be a way to use Larry's sketch to show the truth of what happened. Okay, alright then. Did I fuck it up? Is this why I present it? Here, maybe this one. Oh, it comes. Okay, we're looking at. Oh, I can't believe we're looking at this again. I admit I didn't really understand it before, but I get it now. That's why I believe this sketch shows the truth. God damn it, Elcott. Why are you doing this? I need to figure out what's wrong with it. Alright, it's coming back. There. Very well. Alright then, let's hear the defense's theory. What exactly is this sketch trying to show? Yeah. Okay. Okay. So, it's obviously not evidence of nothing. Then it's this one. Okay, something is obviously funny about this sketch. I'm no art critic, but even I can see that. No, that's not what I meant, Your Honor. Maurice Donim stated it over and over, that this sketch was exactly as he saw it. Oh, it's upside down? Because he was laying, like he looked back upside down? However, if we're to believe his testimony, then the sketch contradicts reality as we know it. It contradicts reality? Ha! This is getting interesting. Looks like you're back to that finger-pointing thing again. Okay, try it. Is it the girl or the wire?
Take that!
This flying figure, naturally. After all, people haven't learned to fly yet. Or did I miss something? Is that not it? Okay, never mind. We'll pretend. We're going back. Okay. Even now that we got the answer right. Okay. Exactly. Then I think, because they talked about the suspension wires a lot, so I guess this is the suspension wire. This wire connected to the bridge. The wire? Ha. Is that the thing that contradicts reality? It is indeed. Then show us the reality it supposedly conflicts with. Uh-huh.
That's a photo of Dusky Bridge, correct?
Yes. Now compare the sketch and the photo for a minute. In the sketch, the wires appeared to be above the guard wires. But on the actual Dusky Bridge,
Jumpin' Jehoshaphat.
the wires are below the guard wires.
What? Order. Okay. This sketch is somewhat different than what's depicted in the photo. However, isn't it likely that the artist just saw it wrong?
Or perhaps he just drew it wrong. Either way, it sounds like you're just wrong.
No.
With someone like Larice, I admit a mistake is a definite possibility. But then that begs the question. Why did he make a mistake? What's the reason? Are you saying you know the answer to that?
Do we?
Apparently we do. Listen. Think back, alright? Remember what Larice was doing when he witnessed this event. He was at Heavenly Hall waiting for a lover that was never going to come. He waited and waited, and finally he laid down. But then, lightning shoots from the sky and sets the bridge aflame. Now ponder what sort of position Larice must have been in at the time. He was laying on his back, which is why he remembered the scene the way he did. It's very specific.
He was lying on his back? I can't see how it relates.
But it's upside down. But it does, Your Honor. That's the reason why the wires in the sketch go up instead of down.
Ah.
Ugh, no way. Larice Nim witnessed the event while he was lying on his back, face up. In other words, the scene that he saw was actually upside down.
So then, this sketch should actually...
I think you finally get it, Your Honor. The correct way to view Larice Nim's sketch is like this. Flip. This is how it should actually look. The victim's body wasn't flying above the bridge. It was actually swinging below. That's right. Just like a pendulum. Ridiculous.
Order.
Objection.
Okay.
Of all the things to say, a pendulum? The bridge was burning to a crisp. There was no way to get across it. But if the body had been found at the inner temple, it would have caused problems. This is where the criminal decided to take a gamble. They used the burning bridge to get the body across to the other side. And a pendulum was the only way to get it done.
Objection.
Let's think about this for a minute, shall we? Dusky Bridge is about 20 yards long, which means it's about that far from the inner temple to the opposite cliff. Yes, that sounds right. In order to cover that distance with the pendulum, you'd need a rope at least 10 yards long. to get a rope that long. You have to plan ahead. Okay. The lightning strike that night can only have been an accident. So it doesn't make sense that the culprit would have prepared the rope beforehand. So then, they didn't have to get the rope ready. The rope was already right in front of them. What? I'm saying it was just a matter of using what was already there. In that case, Mr. Wright, please give us an explanation to support your theory. Oh God. What? Rope on hand. What? How would they have rope? Is it the bridge as well? And the meaning of this is, if you want to know where the rope came from, it's hanging right in front of your glorious beard. Ah, this is one of the wires from the bridge. This is so insane. Okay. When the lightning struck the bridge and set it on fire, one of the suspension wires came loose from its anchor. The criminal didn't have any time to waste, so they tied the wire around Elise Donim's body. What in the fuck? I'm taking a... Let's take another... Wait. Okay. He moves from its anchor. Someone didn't have any time to waste. Tie the wire around Lisa in his body. It's fucking insane. How would it let go at the end of the arc? I don't get it. Huh. Okay. Oh. He's just chugging down coffee. Mr. Godot? It seems that Mr. Godot is more focused on his coffee than answering my question. It seems that the odds of a rope being readily available were very high. So I suppose that it's not an impossibility after all.
Objection!
Possible or impossible? That's not the question we need to ask. There's only one question. Did that really happen? Trite. I wonder if you can prove what happened to us. Do you have any actual evidence that the body... Didn't she fall? Look at her... Whoop. Come on. Autopsy reports. Before I present my evidence, let me review what we know so far. According to this photo, look at this photograph. What is the wire snapped and it makes me laugh. Looking at the map. Wait, where in the orb? The orb was found right where she landed. Would you look at that? So looking at the map, you can see it's the one that was in front of the inner temple. So, was that the spot where the criminal... Yes, precisely. Now let us consider the body's movement by looking at the overhead map again. If the body was pushed from this point here, it would drop on the opposite bank at approximately this point.
Did you say drop?
Well, they must have failed to catch the body on the other bank. What? What makes you think something like that happened? Because I have evidence that suggests her body dropped some distance. What kind of evidence? Take a look at this. Look at this autopsy report. It says here that her body fell about 10 feet after her death.
10 feet, huh?
That's most likely the height difference between the two sides. The body overswung due to forward movement, but then came loose and fell about 10 feet. And then, as a result of the landing impact, this crystal sphere was knocked loose. Okay. Wasn't sure if I was gonna need to present that or not. That's... Yes. This blood-stained amethyst crystal. It's the one that came off Miss Elise Donim's staff. And even more important is the place where this crystal sphere was found.
Indeed. I believe it's already marked on this overhead map.
Yep.
The crystal was found.
Precisely, Your Honor. In the very spot where the pendulum would arrive if given the right amount of speed.
God. This explains your theory quite well, Mr. Wright. You have provided us with the way the body could have been moved that night. An impressive deduction, Mr. Wright. Most impressive.
Oh, thanks. I thought I heard like a splashing sound. I thought this cold coffee might help cool you down. Well, I'm glad it's cold. Or we would be starting the assault trial right now.
What is the meaning of this, Mr. Godot?
That was a dark and bitter guess you made, Wright. But you forgot about one thing.
What did I forget? Oh? And what would that be?
The aroma. Why? What? Huh? A coffee's most reliable accomplice is its deep and profound aroma. The rest of the court doesn't speak Coffeenese. Can you elaborate a bit more? If the criminal had sent the body to the other side, like you say, then naturally there must have been an accomplice lying in wait to catch it.
An accomplice?
The criminal wasn't able to cross the dusky bridge. So, who collected the body? What do you have to say about that, Wright?
Mr. Godot is correct. This can't be the work of a single person.
Well, didn't she just say she was an accessory to murder?
Well, Mr. Wright, you know what you must do.
Yes, Your Honor. The body couldn't have made it to Hazakura Temple without an accomplice.
Very well then. If you please, Mr. Wright.
Who is that person? Was it Dahlia? I'm gonna guess Dahlia. That's not it. One minute. Okay, let's... Who is her accomplice? Was it Iris that was on the Hazakura temple side? Oh. I guess that's it. It can only be you, Sister Iris. Huh? Ah, but I don't see why you're so surprised. The only way to transport the body from Dusky Bridge is by snowmobile. But with her bad back, Sister Bikini could never pick up a body like that. You're the only one that could have managed it.
Objection!
Ho ho ho. Trite, were you even listening to the witness's testimony? On the night of the crime, this little cutie pie was on cleanup duty in the inner temple garden after the mother-daughter bloodbath. I have forgotten, but have you, Mr. Godot? This witness was also seen at Hazakura Temple, desecrating the corpse of the victim. Strange indeed. It's almost as if on that night the defendant was in two places at the same time. Huh. Sister Iris, let me ask you something. Why didn't you mention it when you first gave your testimony? Mention what? The pendulum, of course. Using this sketch drawn by an eyewitness, I have established how the body was moved using the burnt-out bridge. Which means it's now a fact that this occurred. Something you should have already known. No, I had no idea. I didn't know anything about a pendulum. But the body couldn't have been passed along to the other side without your help. So you should have known about it. In fact, it'd be impossible for you to be clueless about this whole thing. Unless you're not really Iris to begin with. Oh, is she Dahlia instead? What? How can you say that, Mr. Wright? I'm gonna pretend I'm about to cry. What? What kind of nonsense is this? You're saying this witness isn't Iris of Hazakura Temple? I mean, she's never been this dramatic before. She's never been this troublesome before.
Objection!
We live in a place where ghosts can inhabit certain people's bodies. Are you serious, Trite? You mean this woman is? There's no one besides Iris that could have received the corpse that night. Okay, let's save. Now I get it. Now I know why I've been sick to my stomach this whole trial. This is why I've been so angry at her. Why her whole demeanor changed so suddenly from yesterday. Yep. And why she's trying to pin this murder on Maya. Ouch. The woman that's standing there at the witness stand. Her real name is Smalia Smallthorn. I never thought I'd have to utter your name again, let alone see you. It's been a long time, Dahlia Hawthorne. Ooh, Hawthorne. Sister Iris had a twin sister, And you're looking at her. Miss Dahlia Hawthorne. That name rings some bells. Distant bells, but bells nonetheless. Ha! It's just your imagination, Gramps. This file contains all the relevant data about Dahlia Hawthorne. Oh yes, I remember now. That case. 5 years ago. Yeah, blah blah blah. Yep. Winston Payne still had his little thing, and this guy hasn't changed at all. But according to this, Dahlia Hawthorne is already dead. It says her execution was carried out last month. So what? Death is no meaning in this courtroom. What? That's very true. Wait a moment. How can you... My sister, she's already dead. What kind of... Objection! This is some bullshit. You of all people should already understand, after all. The blood of the master of the Korean channeling technique flows within that body. The Korean channeling technique? Now, where have I heard that? Yeah, that's Iris. That's right. You're not Dahlia Hawthorne herself. You're the spirit of Dahlia, currently inhabiting the body of a spirit medium. Yeah. What an exciting story. Exciting, but quite impossible. You're asking us to buy that Dahlia Hawthorne just so happened to be channeled by someone on the very night of the murder to a temple where her twin sister, Iris, was? Well, if you're gonna put things that way, then yes.
Objection!
Poor Godot. I don't feel bad for him at all, though. We're supposed to believe a coincidence like that just happens? Objection! Naturally, it was no coincidence. The whole thing was part of a plan from the very beginning. It's all written right here in these instructions. What's that? These instructions were written by your mother, Morgan Fay. And part of the plan called for Dahlia Hawthorne to be channeled. That night, there were 2 irises at Hazakura Temple. 2 of them? 2 of them. Even the time of the channeling was planned out. As soon as you hear the lights out bell, in other words, 10 p.m. However, Iris was seen before dinner time. That means the Iris that was at dinner was the real Iris. Uh-huh. And the Iris who gave me this hood in the main hall was also the real Iris. Meaning that the Iris Sister Bikini saw at the inner temple was someone else dressed as her, namely one Dahlia Hawthorne.
Objection!
Do you even know what you're saying, trite? This whole channeling the spirit of Dahlia Hawthorne business. Yes, it's true that you found plans that talk about it. However, there's one thing that's perfectly clear. The witness currently standing in the witness stand is the real Iris. How do you know that? What? How do we know this? Calm down and remember what you know about the night of the crime. After meeting Sister Bikini, the Dahlia Hawthorne that had been channeled would have been stranded at the inner temple due to the lightning strike. And yeet her to the other side. It was later than the body. It was later that the body was moved by the pendulum. That's right. Naturally, that would mean that the Iris that received the body was the real Iris. Are you with me so far? Yes. After being notified of what happened, the police came to Hazakura Temple's main hall. There they found Iris in her room and arrested her. And ever since, she's been under police supervision at the detention center. Yes, I suppose. I can't deny any of that. Whew, thank goodness. It looks like he's finally convinced. Yeah, no, she seems too relieved. But something still seems off. Way off. I'm still not convinced that the Iris here is the same one from the other night. Huh. I suppose you're about to say something really ridiculous? Like, the real Iris and the spirit of Dahlia. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Somehow switch places. Switch places? To be perfectly honest, there are still quite a few things I don't understand, but I do know that unless we confirm the witness's identity, we can't continue with this trial. So Iris doesn't have the spiritual power needed to channel Dahlia. Oh, I guess she doesn't. They said that, didn't they? Yeah. Which means they must have switched places somewhere. Well, Mr. Wright, since the time she was arrested at Hazakura Temple, have there been any chances for Iris to switch places? Oh yeah, Iris ran away from the earth when the earthquake happened. That's what happened. There was one. Your Honor, I think there might have been one chance. Oh? Explain yourself. Yesterday, for a few minutes, Iris's whereabouts were unknown. Unknown? What do you mean? What I mean is, there was a span of time in which Iris was able to move about freely, unsupervised. Well, who was it? Who would give a murder suspect time to move about freely like that? I'm sorry. I know you didn't mean to. It wasn't your fault. Oh. Yeah, that was poor Edgeworth. Poor edgy boy. This is Mr. Edgeworth, isn't it? Your Honor, there was a fairly large earthquake yesterday, was there not? An earthquake? Never been in an earthquake. Hope to keep it that way. We'll make it, yeah. Yeah, she got away. We went to the inner temple right away. And it's true, Iris was already there. However, they had already switched places by that point in time. When I arrived at the training hall, I was met by none other than Dahlia Hawthorne. That's quite enough already, Mr. Wright. Now see here. No judge in his right mind would consider the idea of... Is she just kind of like, fuck it? Be quiet. There she is. It's been a long time, Mr. Judge.
That voice.
I guess I'll have to ask again. Upon meeting a beautiful lady, always ask for her name and profession. That's one of my rules. Dahlia Hawthorne, and my current She's been dying to meet us, huh? And my current profession? Permanently retired. Huh. So you're not going to bother hiding your identity more, huh? Why should I? After all, I am dead. There's really nothing you can do to punish me.
What's going on here? I can get an exorcism and get rid of you. Dahlia Hawthorne.
I never thought we'd meet again, and I never thought we'd meet like this. But this time, I'll end it. For her, and for myself. Do it for you, Feeny.
Oh, ho, ho. Oh, fun cliffhanger for next time. I gotta wake up crazy early tomorrow. So we gotta end here. I'll end things off here like I always do by saying good morning, good afternoon, good night, good luck, good riddance, and stay safe. And we save twice for good luck for part 2 of the trial next time. Bye-bye.